Welcome to the journey of artistic subtleties. In today's video, we are going to look into the 41st chapter, 10th verse of Chitrasūtra. It highlights the essence of craftsmanship. It says line, transition or technique, embellishment and color to be the essential elements of drawing. Rekhā varṭanā Būṣaṇam varṇamev ca Vijñeyāni manujaśreṣṭha Citrakarma vibhūṣaṇāḥ.
These qualities of elements come alive in the swan and floral design motifs adorning the pillars and borders of Sittanavasal cave. You can witness it as I recreate the same. My father gifted me this precious book, Oviyakkottugal by Thirigyanam. At that time, I was still a school student, deeply fascinated by drawing, and this book became a constant source of inspiration for me. The artist Thirigyanam hailed from Mahabalipuram, a heritage site celebrated for its ancient sculpture and architecture. The book served as a guide to the traditional school of sculpting. As my eyes rested on the ornamental swan design murals of Sittanavasal, I was instantly reminded of this book, where I had encountered many such drawings. One can closely observe the sutra speaking through as I draw the swan motif. Rekhā, the lines are very finely rendered with clarity. Varṭanā literally meaning transformation. Here it infers to how the realistic rendering is transformed into a conceptual swan design. Next is Būṣaṇa, embellishment. The floral motifs entwined on the swan body creates a beautiful visual ornamentation, while of course the color completes the composition. What struck me further was a fascinating contrast within the same cave. The ornamental swan design were conceptual and stylized, while the lotus pond mural was rendered in a naturalistic and in a realistic manner. The artist's versatility is remarkable, seemingly moving between realism and stylized design. It is almost as though the naturalistic lotus pond served as a visual reference or a mood board for the decorative motifs. Any designer could relate to what I am speaking of. Soon I sat down to recreate the lotus pond, which is another brainstorming composition. The lotus pond was a group composition, alive with animals, flowers, birds, and humans, all woven together in a harmonious rhythm. It felt like a miniature universe, where each form was in a dialogue with another, rendered with a striking realism. The layers were balanced with great fineness, creating a visual delight in which the birds appeared to converse and the entire scene pulsated with movement and life. As I recreated the lotus pond, I was running through the previous sutra in my mind. Rupa Bheda Pramanani Bhavalavanya Yojanam Sadrishyam Varnika Banga Iti Chitram Shadangakam. And I felt the sutra was beautifully sitting in place. The concept, the proportion colors, the lavanya, bhava, everything was so relatable. Now you may ask me, then why two different sutras? The distinction between the two are very subtle yet very significant. The 6 aspects mentioned earlier are to be naturally imbibed into a composition. They function as a guiding principle used to evaluate the quality of any visual artwork. On the other hand, the elements we are discussing now, the legible lines, the technique, embellishments, and the apt colors are the essential building blocks that must be consciously followed while rendering the composition. As a teacher, designer, and artist, I have come to an understanding how to evaluate an artwork and discern its nuances. We often feel that creativity should never be judged, yet our ancestors clearly laid down a foundation for recognizing excellence among many. And it need not always apply to others' artworks, it can just as much apply to our own creations. When faced with the countless creations, we are often compelled to choose the one that speaks the most. In such moments, these sutras serve as a guiding principles, helping us navigate and identify the finest expression of our creativity. If you enjoyed this journey into the nuances of art and Indian philosophy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, keep exploring the depths of artistic subtleties. Thank you.